Oh, hello. Fancy meeting you there. I'm Adam Owenz. I teach marketing here at Albright College, and I'm going to show you how to use a free online video editing tool that I've used myself, and it's quite nice. This tool is called WeVideo, and there's lots of free video editing tools out there. If you have a Mac, you can use iMovie. If you're super talented, you could use Premiere or Final Cut Pro. If you're just experimenting or trying to get a quick class project done and you don't use a Mac and you're not familiar with iMovie, WeVideo is great. Go to WeVideo.com. I will go there right now and create a free account. You could pay to get an account to get more storage space and remove the watermark that's going to appear in your video, but for a class assignment, this will get the job done for you. These are two videos that I recently created. I'm going to create a new video. You get a limited amount of space, so you can't produce a full-length movie. You could produce shorter videos on here. When you go to create your first new video, you're not going to have files in here yet. This is because I already created some videos, and these were files that I had uploaded. You can upload videos, you can upload images, you can upload logos, you can upload audio tracks, and they will all be done by clicking this little import media button. Looks like a little green cloud. You select your media from your computer, and it will appear in your media, My Media folder, which is what we're looking at here. On the right is a preview box, which is going to show you either a preview of what's in your media folder or a preview of what's happening down here in your timeline. Timeline is basically everything that you're working on producing for your video, your video tracks and your audio tracks. It's linearly set up, so you start at 0 seconds and you go on up to however long your video is going to be. You can create additional video tracks and audio tracks without a problem. The only issue is on video tracks, whatever's on the top is going to appear over top of what else is on your timeline that you're creating. So I just went through my phone and I emailed myself a slow motion video that I shot of my daughter going down a slide at Dutch Wonderland. And I've decided I'm going to make a Dutch Wonderland commercial. In fact, I'm going to make a bad Dutch Wonderland commercial because I'm not a video editor and I'm taking zero prep time to produce anything nice here. So I'm going to just drop this. I already uploaded it, pretend I already did that, but pretend I uploaded it here, it's going to appear. I just drag it and drop it into the timeline. Now, I want to produce a 15-second commercial, and this is a 42-second clip, so I got to cut it. So first thing I'm going to do is kind of play around with this track and move this little jog wheel, and I will discover that I don't want to start the video before she starts to actually kind of appear down the slide. So I'm going to put it right where her feet start to poke out and click the cut. That chops it into two pieces. So I've got this segment of video and this segment of video. This one I don't want, so I'm going to hit my delete button. I'm going to drag this file back over to the start line because 0 is start, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. And now I want to make this commercial 15 seconds, so I'm going to go to my 15-second spot. And I also just know from watching this clip a bunch of times that she comes down the slide, gets my camera wet, and then I'm just kind of wiping off the lens for the last 10 seconds, so I don't want that. So I'm going to go right to the 15-second spot if I'm capable, and I might not be able to do this. There. Okay, well what happened was, whoa, my timeline just went crazy. It expanded for me, which was actually kind of nice because now I can more easily find the 15-second spot. It was like just way too small. It didn't know what I wanted to do, but it's smart, so it knew I had short clips. There's my 15-second cut line. Now this is the clip I want, this is the clip I don't, delete it. Now I have a 15-second commercial spot that I want to work with. Right now it's just a clip of my daughter going down the slide in slow-mo, and she hits the water, she's having a great time. One thing about this clip I want to mention is I sent this into my computer via email, and it condensed the video. So if you want high-quality HD video, you have to connect your phone or drop it somehow, but don't email it to yourself because you're going to get poor quality. Now, to make this a commercial, we need to have a logo. So I went to Google and I searched Dutch Wonderland logo, and I looked for a logo that had these checkered boxes because that means it's a transparent background. So I saved that picture, I uploaded the logo into the system, it's in my file folder, and now I can drag it and drop it into my video. Now, you'll see a problem, and the problem is you don't see it. So it's in the timeline, there it is. Why don't I see it? It's because it's below the other video. Everything that's on top is what you're going to see. So just for a moment, I'm going to pick this up and just move it down here out of the way. Move this to where I think it might want to be, and then just slide this back over. So what I did was I just laid that over top of it, and boom, there's the logo. You can suddenly see it. Fantastic. So why don't I create a little animation? Rather than having this logo just appear, let's make it actually look like it's coming out of the water. How do I do that? It's the magic of WeVideo. I double click on that little logo, and I can change the size of it, but I don't actually want to change the size of it. I can either drag these little boxes to make it smaller. I don't actually want to do that because I like it full screen. It's cool, but I want to make it animate. So I want it to start small, and I want it to end the size that it is. So it's going to start small, really, really tiny on the start side, and then it's going to grow to the full size. So I'm going to click Done Editing, and now you will see that it's going to grow like it's coming out of the water, sort of. There it is. It's coming, but it's taking way too long to grow. So I'm going to shorten this animation by bringing this to a shorter time frame. So it's going to grow start to end much, much quicker. And then I'm going to bring in the logo again, full size, unanimated, so that what you'll see is happening is it's growing faster, and then it's going to stay seamlessly that full size logo for the rest of the commercial. Every good commercial needs a call to action, so I'm going to stop showing this logo, and I'm going to add some text. So let's just click on, rather than my media up here, I'm going to click on text. And I've got motion graphics, I've got basic text, like hello, simple text, or really cool animated text. So let's say I like this one. You can preview it by clicking on it. Let's say that's cool. Let's drop that in there. I want to see if I can cut this down to 15 seconds. And it's not letting me move anything past that because this animation takes some time for those texts to come in. So I'm going to find one that maybe doesn't take so much time. So let's try putting this one in here because it's moving those words around, and you'll see in a second. If I try to shorten this, the only way I can do it is by shortening this clip and then sliding this over to reach my 15-second time frame. So once the logo's done, you're going to see this animation starts and then it disappears. So to change that text so it doesn't just say primary text, I click on it and I say season passes only $99 and www.dutch, this is not their website, but that's okay, dutch.com, and let's say that works good. I hit done. Now my commercial is looking pretty good. She comes down the slide, splash reveals the logo, and as soon as that logo is done, we get, hang on, I gotta plug in, I'm losing battery. We get our call to action, and everything is all good. I kind of think there should be some text at the beginning of this commercial because it's kind of boring, so I'm going to exercise my creative right to add some text to the beginning of this commercial. So I'm going to drag that same text down, and actually I don't think I like that. I want something a little bit more playful for the beginning, so let's just do this one. Drag this one down, and I'm going to click on it to change the sample text to something I want, like summer is coming. I've changed the top, I hit done editing, and now that animation is going to come in, and let's see how that looks. So there it comes, summer's coming. Splash comes, Dutch Wonderland, it's family time. And here's my animation, season pass is only $99, Dutch.com. It'd be nice to say something maybe at the end, like something about memories, but this commercial just mostly needs some audio at this point. So I've uploaded a couple audio tracks. I've got some music. We can choose from this. I chose music that was publicly available. You could use commercial music for your commercials for class purposes, but in business, you can't use copywritten music unless you have the rights. So these are two songs that I found that are completely uncopywritten, and you'll hear them and you'll know exactly why. They're not something that you would probably typically use for anything, but they're funny, so I thought I would use them. And kind of a basic beat. Let's just drop that one into my audio track down here. So there it is on the audio track, and you will notice that now we've got audio for this video. Problem is, I've got a 15-second commercial and a 2-minute and 24-second song. So if I tried to export this video right now, it would be 2 minutes and 24 seconds. And as soon as we finish showing our video clip, it's just going to be blackness with music, which is not a really great way to end this video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find my 15-second spot. While I'm highlighting the audio track, and then I click cut, chopped it into 2 pieces. Highlight the piece I don't want and delete it. Now, let's say I wanted to add another audio track or another video track for that matter. Let's say I have more video and I've got nowhere else to lay it. Just hit plus, and I can add another video track, so I can lay any kind of image I want over the other images that are already there, or I can add another audio track and it'll just drop it right below audio track 1. Audio tracks don't need to be on top of each other for one being primary over the other. Because it's audio, you just hear everything. Let's say I wanted to add the sound of an explosion when my logo starts to appear. I just try and line it up with the start of that logo appearing. And now we'll have this nice grenade sound coming up. So let's see how this looks. Sometimes this will happen. It's a web-based tool, so it's preparing my preview because it's just trying to transfer all that information over. Great. I do feel like this logo could come in a little quicker. The animation's a little slow, so I'm going to shorten that to make that animation happen faster and then have the stagnant logo come in sooner. Let's just check that out. It's still a little bit slower than the water, so I'm going to actually speed it up even more and bring that in. And now let's try that one more time. It's still awful, but I told you we were going to produce an awful commercial, so we did. I think this beauty's done. It is ready for Super Bowl premiere. So basically I got all these mess of different tracks and things happening in here, but it's still done. This is the work in progress. You can save this. But when you're done, you hit finish. And then WeVideo allows you to obviously name it. I'll call this Bad Dutch Commercial 2, because believe it or not, there's a Bad Dutch Commercial 1. I hit set. Now I've got options. Okay, I can export this to YouTube, to Facebook if I was really prepared for that embarrassment. For the sake of my assignment, my students are to create a 15 to 30-second commercial and upload it to YouTube as a private link so that we can all watch them in class and post them onto a discussion board. I'm going to have them export a standard version, not HD because you have to pay for this, but a standard version to YouTube. And then you have the option of picking your thumbnail. Do you want this one to be your thumbnail image of your video? Or I say this one probably works. And once I'm all done, I hit finish and it will export this and give me the YouTube link, and then I can do with it what I want. For the sake of my students, it's going to be an unpublished link. Once you finish it, you'll get that URL. You have to have a YouTube account, obviously, so you want to set up a YouTube account. If you have a Google account, you can probably, safe to assume you already have a YouTube account. And that is how you use WeVideo to create a terrible commercial. I'm Adam Owenz, and enjoy. Have fun.